To make this Valentine's wreath, you're going to need a foam wreath. And you can find these at the craft store in either white or green. Mine just happened to be a green one. And mine is a 12-inch wreath. You can get them bigger or smaller depending on what you can find. A hot glue gun and some extra glue sticks. And this is so we can attach our yarn. You will need the yarn that you're going to cover this in. So I'm doing different yarns of pink. So I have these 4 colors here. All the names of the yarn will be down below. Then I got a brown to break up the continuous pink colors. And I have a fuzzy one to break up the texture too. You can use any color combinations and any type of yarn for this. And if you want to add the cute little decorative knitting needles, you can get some cuticle sticks, which are already sharpened to look like our needles, and some wooden beads or any kind of beads to put on the end of your needle. You can also check out my how to make your own knitting needle video if you'd rather get a small dowel and make your own. And then you'll also need other decorating things such as lace ribbon for bows or decoration, some knitted or crocheted hearts to finish off your wreath. So once you have all your supplies, then we'll get started. So before you get started, you want to go ahead and plug in your hot glue gun. And make sure you be careful with this, because even though it is pretty safe, this tip does get hot still. So just be careful when working with your hot glue. But you want to get that plugged in to start melting down your glue. And now we're going to start deciding how we're going to start our wreath. So how we're going to be wrapping our wreath is we're just going to glue down our yarn in the back and just wrap it around and around. And if you want, you even can just cut off lengths of yarn so you don't have to deal with the bulk of the ball or the extra yarn. But we're just going to be wrapping it close together to block our foam wreath. And we're just going to create as thick or as thin of lines with each color that we want. So once your glue is ready to be used, you're going to take your wreath, and I cut about a 3-foot length of my yarn. You're just going to take your glue gun and apply just a small bead of glue. You don't want to do too many because hot glue dries too fast. And you're just going to lay the end of your yarn right in the glue. And then you want to wrap around and go right next to it and lay it in the glue. Just keep going around. Make sure to lie your yarn flat and pretty close. We don't want any of our foam to show through. And when you run out of glue to attach it to, then you can just go ahead and put another bead down and just keep laying your yarn into the glue. And you're just going to repeat that for as thick or thin of a band of the yarn that you want. So once you've covered your entire foam wreath with your yarn and done different widths and thickness of each yarn and scattered all the colors around, now it's time to decorate it. So you can take buttons, heart shapes, even buttons with pictures on them. I thought I'd use this bee because its wings look like little hearts. And just go ahead and make over your wreath. I thought a cute embellishment for this wreath would be a small knitting needle. The easiest way to do that is to take these cuticle sticks, which look like this. They have the pointed end, which we want to keep, and they have the flat side, which we want to get rid of. So you could just go ahead and cut that part off. Take a bead of any kind that will fit the stick, and you just push it on until it's secure. You can even use some glue if you can't get it to stay. And now you have a small set of knitting needles to decorate your wreath. To make another embellishment for your wreath, you can take some wide lace. Take your ribbon and you're gonna do an accordion. So flip it back and forth. And then you're just going to bunch that up and pinch it right in the middle. And we're aiming for like a fluff like this. Then you cut off the excess and you either can use a needle and thread or just glue it and then pinch it to hold it. But you can use that as some decoration as well. So once you think you've added all the embellishments that you want, it's time to add what you're going to hang it with. Now you can use a traditional plastic hanger that you put on doors, or you could take a length of ribbon depending on how long you want your wreath to hang. You're going to fold your ribbon in half evenly. Going to bring the ends of your ribbon up and through the loop of where you folded your ribbon, and then just tighten it. So if your ribbon matches one of your yarn colors, you can always then place it over the color so you don't even notice it. Now you can put a knot here if you want to make sure it doesn't move, but then you'll just take the remaining end and tie it into a bow, which will then become your hanger. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you try it out, please send me photos. I would love to see your recreations. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.